The blob, captured on distant fuzzy video by Navy pilots, seems to skitter just above the ocean waves at improbable speed with no discernible means of propulsion or lift. Aviators laugh nervously as they wonder what that could be. Welcome to Unacknowledged. Hello and good evening, dear listeners. Welcome to the very first episode of Unacknowledged, a podcast that discusses real, unfiltered events about the extraterrestrial and the unknown. The existence of life in outer space, or aliens as everyone's familiar with, has been vehemently denied by most until recently. While the Pentagon has completely ditched the acronym UFO due to its connection to conspiracies and false sightings, the report by the Pentagon's Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force that came with footage and a statement is undoubtedly confirming the real existence of UFOs flying around at sea. Dear listeners, this is not fake news or theories. This is the pure, unadulterated truth. Thank you for tuning in. Before we begin, we have a word from our sponsor, Better Call Saul. Take it away, you crazy old man.
I had a good job until my boss accused me of stealing. Better call Saul!
I was out partying, minding my own business.
You are under arrest.
I'd better call Saul.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I. I believe that until proven guilty, every man, woman, and child in this country is innocent. And that's why I fight for you, Albuquerque.
Better call Saul.
This is the story of the US's grudging acknowledgement of unidentified aerial phenomena. After decades of public denial, the Pentagon has confirmed that there is something out there, and the US Senate demands to know what. The Intelligence Committee has ordered the Director of National Intelligence and the Secretary of Defense to deliver a report on the mysterious sightings that has taken the internet by storm. A Navy pilot has come forth to speak about his experience with the matter, stating that he has never been a believer of the extraterrestrial, but what he has seen has shocked him all the way to belief. He says, imagine a technology that can do 600 to 700 G-forces, that can fly 13,000 miles an hour, that can evade radar, that can fly through air, water, possibly space. Oh, and by the way, has no obvious signs of propulsion, no wings, no control surfaces, and yet still defy the natural effects of Earth's gravity. That's precisely what we're seeing. Terrifyingly exciting. For our next discussion, we have a special guest here with us today, someone who's been following this kind of trail for most of his life. Luke, why don't you introduce yourself to our dear listeners?
Hi, I'm Luke Blair, a renowned ufologist with an area of expertise in UFO and USO research around the world.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. You know, it's always good to have an insider's opinion about this.
Yeah, no problem.
So, what do you have to say about the UAP report that's supposed to come out on June 18th?
This is actually the first time in our entire history when the government publicly speaks up about the phenomena without dismissing it, and a lot of people will be expecting answers. In my personal experience in the field over the years, we probably won't be getting much new information from them aside from what we've been told in the past few months, but I hope they prove me wrong.
Yeah, the entire UFO community has their fingers crossed, hoping for something to sink our teeth into. It's strange to think about how we live in an age where alien sightings are real-life events backed by the government instead of dismissed as just mere hoaxes.
On a less serious side note regarding the date of the report, it's been predicted by someone who claims to have been an abductee 7 years ago. If you're familiar with the website Reddit, someone by the username of Throwaway Alien commented on a thread about personal abduction stories, writing that there's a big change coming at that specific date. Although there's been no further proof, the chances of it being true are slim to none.
You'd think so, but how big of a coincidence can something really be?
It is peculiar that one could guess the date perfectly such a long time ago.
Yeah, I wonder what it could all lead up to.
Guess we'll know for sure when it does come out.
Do you believe, or rather I should say want to believe, that Throwaway Alien story is true? Because in my opinion, it's a really interesting story, but if it is true, then maybe there is something to be feared from the aliens.
I mean, the shit he said, it's not all good. The aliens coming here to abduct people, they didn't sound like they had our best interest in mind.
Okay, so would you say that you're at all excited for the coming of aliens and the downfall of humanity? As some people would put it, of course.
Excited? I wouldn't say excited. It's a tough question to actually answer properly. The only thing I'd be actually excited for is the downfall of society. The end of humanity. That means just an invasion where everybody gets wiped out. But society could end by our own means. Like, at least change drastically.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you think of the people who believe that the aliens have come to save us from ourselves?
I'd say it sounds like too much of a movie. Everybody wants aliens to be good, show us the way, but nobody knows what their motives are. Nobody knows what drives them to do what they do. And it most likely is much different from what we think.
In that case, what are your own expectations of what the aliens will be like?
That's something I could never answer from experience. I'm sure they're assuming there's different civilizations out there in the many galaxies. There's probably many civilizations that act much differently, and maybe you'll find civilizations that are more aggressive. And if you've heard of the Dark Forest theory.
The Dark Forest theory? What is that?
To sum it up, everybody stays quiet because everyone's scared of civilization that goes around and wipes every other civilization out, because they're scared that if they let another civilization rise and develop, they're gonna do the same to them. So everybody has to stay quiet, which we haven't done. We've been sending out radio waves deep into the space. We've been sending everything. Maybe that's why they're here. Maybe they've been here many years longer than us.
Yeah, but do you think that they may be currently residing on Earth undetected? Because from most of the videos we've seen, the ships were located around or descending into the water. Could they be here to study us closer, perhaps? Like they're using the fact that we're still not advanced enough to get as deep into the ocean as they can to hide from us?
Could be. We would study anyone, even if we come across a group of travelers. Sometimes we do make contact, sometimes we try our best to stay out of their way. But then that brings up the question, or a little theory, that we seeded by them, and that's why they're here. Look at what we've done so far.
So you think that they could have been studying us for thousands of years?
They could be the reason we're even here. Not just the humans, but life on Earth. I don't doubt that it's something we'll do in the future, just seed planets with bacteria and microbes. And that's why we've always had these gods. Maybe it's always just been the Even Obama recently said that there could be new religions coming out of this.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Right, that's all the time that we have here for today. Luke, thank you so much once again for coming on the show. It's truly been a pleasure having you.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Wow, what a tale, huh? To all those skeptics out there, keep your monocle on, because there's a lot more where this came from. To my fellow believers, stay smart, keep hope alive in your heart, and maybe, just maybe, we'll live to see our first contact with extraterrestrial life. And to all of my dear listeners, thank you once again for tuning in. Next time we see each other, we'll be talking about Louis Elizondo's interview with CNN and the possibilities that leaves us with. Good night, dear listeners.